in today's Monday episode, I am talking all about 40 years of goal setting, essentially, and how I have had to become so aware of myself, my habits, my mindset, my blocks, my stops, the useful stuff, the strengths, and the not so useful stuff as well. And I think that from a very early age, like I had supportive parents who would always try and guide me in a way that was positive. I didn't have parents who were just like, oh my gosh, you are amazing, just keep being you. That if I was being me and that version of me was not particularly pleasant or enjoyable, they would tell me and they would say why. And I also grew up in a really big family as well, and I often think, you know, in a really big family there's often not a lot of space for people who are idiots. You know, it has to be that sense of we all have to move towards the same goal. Nobody was special or entitled. It was just like, we're all doing this, and yeah, your kids, you're clearing the table tonight, you're setting the table, you're on dishes, you're on drying. You know, it was very much in that way. One thing that I've realized, and one thing I think is important to know in terms of your goal setting, is many of the blocks and the reasons why not, and your limiting beliefs and your old habits are solvable and reframable, and you can change them. And even if on paper you say, I've been living this way for 20 years, like, am I too old to do that? Or like, that's just always the way that I've done it. I want you to seek out those people who have changed stuff and who have found a way. And yes, it might be a work in progress. Yes, it might be something that you're always working at, but it is possible. It is possible to change. And I am really optimistic about that, because if we just stayed in the same way of like, well, this is who I am and now I'm 14 and that's that. Obviously there's different variables to this, and levels of support and help, and oh my god, so much. I'm being quite vague here because I don't know who's watching, but that thing of like, well, I've always been a late person, so I guess that's who I am. You don't have to be a late person. You can change it. You can be the first one there if you wish, if you look at it, if you bring awareness to it, if you work it. Let me know how you get on with the full episode. I would love to know, as always. Loves a lot. Bye.